favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility.
Hello everyone, John and Carla here. We are the creative team behind the Green Reaper.
Hello everybody. Hello beautiful, sexy chat. Thank you for being here as you're always here in the office. Thank you very much for that. I want to start the stream saying that, yeah, I know my shirt is backwards. I know, okay? So please don't say it. I don't know why everybody's speaking in German here, but okay. Hello everybody. Let me just introduce my special guest today, Mike Murphy. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks for having me. Hey, Carla.
No problem at all. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. I just had to run into a stranger's backyard to get my kid's bottle back.
Oh my God. Oh well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, having kids is great.
How many kids do you have?
Just the one. Clark's going to be 2 at the end of July.
Oh wow! Wow! Well, I'm gonna have to get ready for that. My kid's gonna be born on December, so.
Oh wow! Okay.
I better get prepared for that. Like the date of the delivery is gonna be 25th of December. So let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, let's see if I get the Christmas gift. Let me just say a quick hello to the chat. We have What About? Welcome, my friend. We have Mr. Officer, Hell Kitty, and Hell Chat. What's up? We have Daniel, the always beautiful Daniel. We have David. Everybody here saying these things. Thank you for contributing to the chat in some way I cannot understand. We have Mogwai Centurion. Welcome, and we have the very beautiful Jetsabel. She's like the Sofia Vergara from CG, you know. I don't know if you know Jetsabel, but she's amazing. So yeah, welcome everybody. We're already having here the link for DEEPWELL, which is what we're going to be talking about today, right, Mike?
Excellent. Thanks so much. Yes. No
problem at all. Yeah, like just tell me a little bit about the project, if you want.
Yeah, of course. So, what I usually like to do is, give the elevator pitch, which, gets across a lot in not a lot of words, and then we'll go more in depth. So the elevator pitch is what happened the day the Lone Ranger rode into Deadwood. And the longer pitch is this is the story of the Block family who run the town of Deepwell behind the scenes with an iron grip. They're evil, corrupt, and everyone lives in fear of their power and authority. One day, a masked vigilante, the Grey Devil, rides into town, and it's like adding fire to kerosene. He's dead set on taking down the blocks one by one, and nothing's going to get in his way until the job is done. Deepwell is one part grim family drama, one part superhero vigilante action story, and one part hyper-violent Western thriller. It's drawn by Rafael Dantas with full colors by me. The base perk comes in at $15. And as I say with all of our campaigns, we'd love to have everyone listening come along for the ride. If you're into Deadwood, The Wild Bunch, Unforgiven, or Tarantino's Westerns, this is the book for you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Like, what was your inspiration behind this story? What are your main influences? Because I don't watch many movies. I don't read many comics. I'm a manga anime person. So my husband has been making me watch. He made me watch Django the other day.
Okay, how'd you like it?
So I loved it. I'm getting the vibes here. So can you please tell us more or less like your sources of inspiration and stuff?
Sure. So like one of like in the elevator pitch, the main thing was I was rewatching Deadwood a few years ago, and like I don't know if I said it out loud to Selena or if I was just thinking it, but I was like, man, what would happen if the Lone Ranger just rode in on all this right now?
Mhm.
And you know, like immediately you go like, well, that's a story. And you know, so I wanted to play with kind of the conventions of like the masked vigilante in the Old West, because you know, like he's in the Gray Devil, our main character. He's an amalgamation of like the Lone Ranger, Hooded Justice. There's a bit of the Shadow in there. There, like all these popular vigilante and pulp characters throughout the decades. Like he's kind of a mix of all of them, and you know, like once I started thinking about like what the town would be and who would be in charge of it, like I thought of the blocks, and you know, then you start folding in like some of that Game of Thrones stuff where it's like there's a bit of political drama, but it's really like this giant family drama on like a large stage.
Mhm.
So it you know, it's kind of all that stuff distilled into this like really hyper violent western starring kind of like if the Lone Ranger represents, you know, like the ideal hero like a Superman or a Captain America, the Gray Devil is more along the lines of like a Batman or a Punisher.
All right. Sounds cool. Ah, yeah,
Thank
that,
you.
that sounds really cool. You know, another thing. I'm sorry. Like, this is giving me like this these thoughts that John is playing Red Redemption now in the PS4.
Oh, nice. Yes.
You know, you're familiar with the game.
Oh, yeah. Like the first one's one of my favorites, and I really liked the second one.
Yeah. I think he's playing the second one. Well, he finished it and he's playing it again. So I'm basically seeing things that remind me of DeepWell all day. like
Yeah.
in my country, we're not very familiar with cowboy stories or Western stuff, you know. But now I'm getting all at once, and now I'm like, hey, I can actually like relate to this. I actually know. I have seen stuff from this, and let me just talk a little bit about the art because okay, the concept sounds great. A family drama, like I don't know, like maybe because I am pregnant, I don't know how you do like to write a family drama. Like don't you? Well, maybe this is more like a girl stuff, woman stuff, but I don't know. When I see like something very dramatic about a family, I automatically think about my family, and I'm like, oh no, like doesn't that happen to you, or you just like put your mind somewhere else and okay, this is the story and this is the real world. It has nothing to do.
Oh well, I mean, like, look, if we're being frank, I, you know, both Selena and I come from like not 100% the best families. So I can see there being, you know, drama. Obviously not to this scale. I mean, you know, it's not going to be, you know, like Selena's family isn't running a town and trying to like backstab each other the whole time to get more power and clout.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like with the family stuff, like you just kind of have to go like full Shakespearean, right? I mean, it's tragic and it's sad, and you know, it's a group of 6 people losing sight of what matters and just trying to maintain an iron grip on this town because the power has kind of become a substitution for their relationships with each other.
So you can say that you actually like have some inspiration in real life for this kind of drama, right?
Oh yeah. Like someday we'll have to talk off air about 2004. Like that was a kind of really defining year in my life.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah, like for us artists, writers, I consider writer artist. Despite some people don't say it's the same, I think it's the same because writing is an art. This kind of writing, of course. And yeah, I think that we get inspiration from things that really like hit hard on us. And look at the chat. The chat is loving you, Mike. They say, I'm a fan of Mike Murphy. I love Summer and Dinosaurs, and I can't wait for DeepWells, says Jetsabel.
Well, thank you, Jetsabel.
Jetsabel is a sweetheart, and yeah, she's a huge fan. We have Abel Salazar. Welcome, Abel. What's up, my friend?
Yo.
And so Ian, Mr. Officer asks, what looks cooler, cowboys or ninjas? It's not the question anymore.
Don't make me choose. I mean, look, in my heart, I would probably go with ninjas, but I really, really like cowboys. Cowboys is a thing I think you have to grow into. Like, as a kid, I wasn't really into Westerns at all.
Yeah. Same. Like, I'm starting getting into it now, but it never caught my attention. Maybe because it's like something like more adultish. I don't know. No idea. We have Wookiee Supremacy. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. And David Field says, 310 to Yuma was pretty cool.
310 to Yuma is pretty cool. Like, one of the best Westerns I've seen in the past, like 2 or 3 years was the Coen brothers had an exclusive one on Netflix called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That one's really, really good.
Oh, yeah. Here we have the link. Thank you, Mr. Officer, for Red Eyes. This is David's work of art, The Magnificent Seven of Dark Fantasy with Freaking Guns. Of course. Thank you very much, Mr. Officer.
Nice.
And Abel says, El Topo, Dust Devil are good films. Weird, but good.
Yeah, so like, that's one that I don't bring up a lot, but yeah, El Topo is in its own weird way kind of a small influence on DeepWell. Like, there's a bit of, Jodorowsky's Men in Black in The Grey Devil.
And we have Yetzabel saying this book should be making more money. I agree with you, Yetzabel. I agree with you. Can you talk to us a little bit about the goal? And like, I see you're doing really, really good. You just started, so that's amazing. That's amazing for 8 days in, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I mean, we're tracking, like, we're right on the line, and we're tracking pretty good. Like Ethan often says, like, you make the first third of your money in the first 10 days, the second third in the middle, and like the final third at the end. We're kind of right on that line, so things are going good. But obviously, I'll always welcome more money. More money gives us the chance to do more cool things. We haven't announced any stretch goals yet, but we definitely have a couple planned. Yeah, like, we had kind of a rough launch. Like, there was a bunch of stuff that repeatedly went wrong last week before the launch, and it kind of pushed it back a few days. And I think that hurt us a little bit because there was one set date, and I think people were already on that date, and then it just didn't happen for another 2.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, we're making up that ground, and just like with The Gods Fear Me, like, there's kind of that lull once you enter the second week, but I'm sure we'll pull out of it.
Of course you will. Yeah, there's a lot of support here in CG. We are a lot of creators supporting other creators, which I think it's like the key for CG to be successful, like that we help each other, that we collaborate, we have each other's backs,
Of course.
That we don't think from a point of view of competition or like, oh yeah, die.
Right.
Because you have a comic and I also have a comic. People can buy both comics. How about that? They can buy both,
Exactly.
We don't have to compete. We have to help each other. And I think that people see the creators like having a good attitude to other ones. Because, of course, like, you have a lot of experience here in Comicsgate, that you're not only selling your product and your book, you're also selling yourself, and your work ethic, and so yeah, that's something that we shouldn't like forget about. We have my friend Statistical Zero. Hi, all. I have to drive home, but wanted to pop in and say hello. What's up, my friend? Thank you for passing by.
Hola.
And Wookie says, can't beat A Fistful of Dollars and The Outlaw Josie Wells.
Those are both really good movies.
Well, there's a lot of movie culture here. Tombstone is a must-watch. The beginning alone where they quote Revelations is so cool.
Yeah, Tombstone's a classic.
David says, anime western together. Ip Man was pretty weird and cool. Huh. Here we have Isaac Lavina. Yo, what's up, Isaac? Welcome. Mogwai says no money. More money. Of course. We all like that. We all like that, my friend. Trigun is good too. Oh my God, there's a lot of suggestions here. My chat is so cultured, you know? Like,
Yeah, they are.
it's so cultured. We have Michael Beacon. Hello, my friend. Welcome.
Hey, Michael.
So yeah, let me just go a little bit here and to see the pages, because like I see a very different art style that I saw your last campaign, and it was the first campaign I saw from you, because you know we're kind of new in Comicsgate, so we only saw The Gods Fear Me from you,
Right.
and this is so different because The Gods Fear Me was more like manga, and this is the opposite.
Yeah, so Raphael, I believe he's based in Spain. I'm not 100% sure. Raphael is a really great illustrator. He's done some work for Action Labs and a couple other smaller American companies. And yeah, like, you know, at first I dug his style, but I didn't think that he would be right for DeepWell. But then I started looking on his portfolio website, and he had like a whole bunch of Western pages for, I don't know if the book came out or if it's yet to come out, but like he had these pages for some Western book, and it just immediately jumped out as like, oh, like I think this is where that dude's heart is. I think he really likes drawing Westerns, but just doesn't get the chance really during his day job. And you know, like I introduced myself and ran like the elevator pitch past him, and he was like, I'm in. So that was that.
Yeah, and you told me you were making the colors, right?
Yeah.
You were coloring.
Yeah. So with The Gods Fear Me, I wanted each page to basically drip neon because it has to have like a cyberpunk feel to it. And with this, I wanted it to feel pulpy and like a throwback to like, you know, dime store novels from the Old West. So what I came up with was the figures in the foreground are full color, and the backgrounds are color halftone separated.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
That's very different.
Yeah, I experimented with the cover because basically when I was coloring the cover, I worked from the background to the foreground. So by the time that I got to having to color the blocks, I ran into this issue of like they were kind of blending in too much with the Gray Devil, the large figure of the Gray Devil. And, you know, I put this sepia tone layer over them, and then I color half-toned the sepia tone layer, and it just clicked, and I'm like, okay, well, this is the look for the entire book now.
Oh yeah, it's looking great. Like this is gonna look amazing printed, you know.
Thank you.
It has like this it's like a classic aesthetic, and I think it's really cool, and it's also very cool the fact that we as creators are willing to experiment and to provide like different stuff. It would be boring if we all do the same stuff, you know. And I also see like there's so much versatility from your team, because I don't know, like this is so different to what I saw about you. So
Right.
that's not easy to do, not easy at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I've talked about this on other streams. When Selena and I jumped into CG, I put together a list of like, okay, like I don't know if you know this, but like Tarantino, like the next film that he does is supposedly, in a bunch of quotes, going to be his last film because he wants to do 10 and then walk away. So I was like, okay, well, if I had the chance to tell 10 stories like that meant the most to me, what would they be? And I put together a list that I felt was like represented all the stuff that I love in comics and movies, and was diverse in terms of like, you know, content and genre. And so like, yeah, like The Gods Fear Me and DeepWell feel radically different to each other, and they feel different from Samurai, and they'll all feel different from what we've got coming up like towards the end of the year. I just kind of want to cover as many bases as I can, because I'm into everything.
Oh yeah, I see. We have some comments here from the chat. Mogwai says this has a spaghetti western feel to it.
Yeah. So, in my head when I developed it, I saw it as very Western, and when I say Western, I mean like American. Tombstone, Deadwood. And then when Raphael came on board, immediately all that went out the window, and he just gave it this like heavy spaghetti Western feel. And like I could have pushed back against it, but like once I started seeing the character designs, I was like, no, it feels right. This feels like what DeepWell should be.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. You know, the process of creation is teamwork.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
We all contribute different stuff to the mix. And Isabel has a question for you. She says, Mike, what made you go from samurais to cowboys?
So like there's this I say it a lot. There's this quote from Guillermo del Toro. He's I don't know if you've seen any of his movies.
Maybe I've seen, but I don't know if it's him. I'm sorry. I'm the worst person for movies. I'm the worst. I know that he's a huge name. It's like saying, no, I don't know Superman. I don't know Pikachu.
Well, like he did Pan's Labyrinth, The Shape of Water. So anyway, like he has this quote. He always says he's a glutton for entertainment, and I'm kind of the same way. Like there are people who are like, oh, I don't like horror movies, or I don't like dramas, or I don't like science fiction. Like I like all of it. It's all just storytelling to me. So like that list of 10 projects that I have, there's a few genres that we're going to repeat a few times, but for the most part, I just wanted to kind of cover everything. And like, sometimes you'll think of a story, but it kind of just sits there, because what's going on is you've created something that is a good concept, but isn't the right genre. And so you have to be willing not just to play around with like molding the story or molding the art. You also have to play around with like, is this the right genre for the story? And there were some elements of DeepWell that were supposed to be in another book that was going to be another genre. And when it wasn't working, I realized, oh, this fits better if it's a Western. So yeah, like I kind of like a bit of everything, and right now it just felt like the right time to get this specific story off the ground. I don't want people I don't want people to think that we just do like one thing,
Oh yeah, well that's the challenge also. And like from what I hear from you, like I see that you are a really, really good writer, because you're hitting like all the points that for me, in my way of seeing it's really good writers. One of them is versatility. Like if you can only write one thing, I don't know. Like I think that you should be able to experiment with different things, and also like you're talking about the right genre, the right moment for something, there's a lot of things that have to be right, that if you have to force the story or the character or something, if you have to force something and it's not that organic, then there's something that is quite not working there. I know how my husband writes, and he writes a whole story. Like he can be preparing in his head the story for, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. But when he writes it, boom, it's all in one sitting, because it just goes. And there's something, well, my husband is a huge fan of Tarantino too. And he always tells me, like, when you have solid characters and very well done characters, the story, it writes itself, And he always told me he feels like possessed, like he's not even thinking, like this is how it's supposed to be, So I think that's a huge talent to have. Like I am an artist. I don't understand what it feels to write. It's something I see as so difficult to do. And I think it's very important to appreciate our writers, because always the artist takes the attention. Oh, the artist, the art. Okay, what? But it's not an art book, okay? It's a comic book. So we need a really good story. So I'm glad to hear all the things you're telling me. Like, you really are thinking about what you're doing. You're not confusing ideas with how an actual story has to be told. So
Yeah.
very, very positive what I see from you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I say this to like, young writers and like, people who are like just starting out, like doing their first book. Sometimes you got to wait to make sure that the book is done cooking. I think a lot of people like try to rush through the process just to get it out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. Like you got to step back from what you're working on, and you have to ask yourself, like, if I had nothing to do with this book and I saw it like on the stands or I saw it for sale online, would I spend my own money to buy it? And if the answer is no, like it's not really fair for you to ask other people to give their money to it.
Definitely.
Like, yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That's all good. Like, just like don't be afraid to like let something develop. Now obviously it can go too long. Like if you're sitting on something for like 2 or 3 years, like you're way too lost in the weeds.
Oh yeah, it's all a matter of balance, right? Because like it's okay to let it cook, but not that much because it's gonna be burnt.
Exactly.
Like a cake.
There you go.
A cake book. We have my brother Simon. Hey Sim, what's up, my brother?
Hey Sim.
What's up? And Yetzabel says, I love the colors.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Here we have the link for Tales of the Nightverse, but according to David, it's not working. So hope you guys fix it. Thank you, Mr. Officer, for dropping the link. We have Brian Crisco. Hey, talking about Western stuff. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Brian.
What's up? And Mogwai says, Carla, spaghetti Western is an actual category of movie. Yeah, I can see that. But it's not less funny. Cookie Supremacy says, sounds like Arizona appropriation, problematic. Oh yeah, we are the Arizonians here, so let's fight for all this cultural appropriation. This is very bad. So let's cancel this project, okay? I'm gonna contact Indiegogo. Like when I finish the stream, like, hey, you know what? This is cultural appropriation. I disagree with this. And I'm also taking down Six Gun Gorilla too.
Right.
There you go. The link for Tales of the Nightverse. Thank you very much, my friend. And David says, well, wait a second. I lost my comments here. Oh my God, I lost it. Brian says, yup, any genre is only as good as its best writer.
Sure. I guess I could agree with that. I mean, like there are some genres I like more than others. Again, like I said earlier, with Westerns, it was very much something I had to grow into. I remember as a kid, my grandfather had like a little rest slash bar room built into their house that was all Western stuff, and like it just didn't click with me as a kid. Like I was into superheroes, I was into like science fiction and horror. But yeah, like sometime I want to say around like college. I mean, I can pinpoint it actually. Like when I first saw Unforgiven, everything about Westerns just kind of clicked in my head.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a whole internal process, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think the writers, you have to leave them create, just you and your head, you do your thing, and then when you're ready, you tell me when you're ready, and then I draw it.
Right.
It works like that. Like respect, like do your thing in your corner, I do my thing in my corner. That's how me and my husband and my wife, I was going to say, oh my God. That's how my husband and I work. Like you in your corner, me in my corner, so we don't kill each other in the process. Right. But I don't know, it's always fascinating to me. Like I see writers like, oh wow, like this like weird thing that happens that I don't understand how it works, but it works somehow. And everybody has its own different way of writing, so it's very fascinating. Okay, so let's see more comments here. Yetzabel asks, how many have you done out of the 10?
Well, this is number 3, so there's 7 to go. Like once we do fulfillment on God's Fear Me, like probably starting in September, we may be looking at launching one more project by like November or so. But if we have to push that back, it'll probably be like February when we launch book 4. There'll be some superhero stuff. There'll be like maybe one more sci-fi story. There's going to be some horror stuff in there. I'm trying to cover all of our bases.
All right. Brian says, this is what I love about CG, diversity of genre.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Of course, my friend, of course. But we're canceling all the Western stuff, We're canceling.
Yep, Westerns are over.
It's so hard to post Brian's campaign on YouTube with all the gun word censoring. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing you guys have to deal with. Guns being censored because, guns are the devil,
Right, exactly.
David says, really? Gun, murder, kill, die. Okay, thank you. That's how brilliant writers do it, says Wookie. There you go, Wookie. There you go. Oh my God, what I did. Michael says, Seaman, his weeaboo teenage armor umbrella. Okay. I should read the comments before posting them, right?
No, this is way better.
Yeah, right. Like a lot of times I read stuff and I don't even know what they mean, and then they make me Google the meaning, and then I just blush in camera. They want to make that an actual section in my program. Like this is the time that Carl is going to Google something she doesn't know, and they made me Google a lot of very weird words. The guys from 656 Comics, hey there, what's up there? How are you guys? Welcome here. Abel says, oh yeah, here is Django.
Yes.
Best spaghetti Western has to be Once Upon a Time in the West. The best.
Yeah, I think I could agree with you there. It's definitely up there.
Brian says, I just love how this book looks. Like a cross between Django the Bastard, High Plains Drifter, and the Lone Ranger.
Well, thank you, Brian. That is high praise.
Here we have the expert comment, okay? This is the expert evaluation. Not 1,000 Ways to Die in the Old West? Well, we have a debate. I don't know, guys. You kill yourselves in the chat. I have nothing to do with this. What I can tell you is to back DEEPWELL, okay? Here you have the link. Thank you, Mr. Officer. You're going to be the sheriff in this show, okay? You're not going to be the officer, you're going to be the sheriff. And thank you very much for sharing the link here for DEEPWELL. Everybody, please check this project out because it's looking really, really good. And from what I can hear from Mike, he really cooked this very well in his head. So you're probably in for a really, really good read. Mogwai says the segment is called Carla Finds Out. I like the name. Yeah. There's a lot of culturization I have to do. So what about if we watch the trailer?
Yeah, sure. So the first I don't know 5 to 10 seconds are kind of quiet. So don't think there's a problem with the audio. It's just
right.
It's kind of quiet.
No problem. Grab the popcorn, everybody.
Yes.
DEEPWELL began as a shining star. 8 square miles of paradise filled with settlers from all over America. However, an infection soon set in. The Block family. You have to look past their smiles to see the evil buried deep inside. Rot it spreads from their touch. It drains the soul of the land and robs people of hope. It's up to the devil himself. Now watch him work. Deepwell is 32 pages of full-color Western action and adventure, drenched in blood and violence. The Gray Devil is hunting down each and every member of the Block family, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. It's going to be epic. Back us today, and thanks so much for your support.
Really, really nice. Don't look at my YouTube, please. I know I watch very weird stuff. Just all right. So okay, like this was making me a little bit depressed. Like, oh my god, like I shouldn't trust anybody. People is evil in the bottom. Like,
oh no.
But you know that's like it's a very evocative. I don't know how to call it. Like it's atmospheric. Yeah, there you go. Mr. Sheriff says very atmospheric. You're very right. Like it drowns you in this world, you know. So yeah, this looking really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We have some new people here. Well, statistical services know I can properly listen in and say hi. Hello, chat. Hello, panel. What's up, my friend?
Hello.
Very, very welcome. And yeah, please listen to Mogwai. He says, smash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell, and share. Thank you very much. And yes, please, everybody subscribe and like and share. Yes. So let me just share again this, but I don't want to share what I watch in YouTube because I watch a lot of very weird blogs, like mom blogs, and like, come clean with me, extensive cooking for 6 people families. Like nobody cares about that.
Oh, we all do. Like if someone saw our YouTube thing, it would be like a whole bunch of Cocomelon, which once you have your kid, you'll learn all about Cocomelon.
Oh yeah. I know the songs.
Yeah. It would be like Cocomelon and like weird like true crime stuff, like just all mixed together. It's a mess.
Oh yeah. Wait, what am I doing? Well, I'm sharing my own YouTube video. Okay, I'm having okay. Don't before you say anything.
You got this.
I'm in the part of the pregnancy in which I just okay. My brain is not working. My tummy is working, making a person. So my brain is not adequately working. Like today, since I woke up, like I was going to write a DM and I forgot three times before writing the DM. So please be nice to me. Anyway, let me share the Deepwell.
There you go.
Oh my god. Okay, share here. There you go. This is what we wanted to see. My god, so Michael has 5 campaigns done. So you have all the experience.
Yeah, I mean it's it's weird that they count the first Samurai campaign, which wasn't successful, and I guess the 4th one would be because we have a leftovers campaign for our first printing copies of Samurai and Dinosaurs. So it's 3, but I guess technically 5.
All right. So technically 5, but there are 3. And let's talk a little bit about the perks. So you have here the feature perk. What is the swag bag?
Yeah, so with all our campaigns, we always do a swag bag. With this one, you're going to be getting the book and the prequel, but you're also going to be getting a map of Deepwell drawn by Raphael. You're going to get a set of 7 character design trading cards. You're going to get a print of Myra Block, who's the eldest daughter in the Block family. That's going to be drawn by Vinny Tartamella.
Ooh, nice.
And you're also going to be getting a print of the Gray Devil himself, done by John Malin.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow. You have pretty cool stuff here prepared for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And are you like making an actual bag?
Oh, no. I just...
Oh, it's a name. Okay.
Yeah.
I just ask because, like, in our campaign in the Green Reaper, we made Pandora's box, and it's an actual box.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but like the problem is that like we didn't tell anybody like what's inside, and it's the most expensive perk. It's like $300 for the box, and you don't know what's inside, and somebody actually bought it. So yay!
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We're preparing now all the content. We're gonna definitely surprise our backer, but oh my god, yeah, it's the bye Mike. Nice to have you on. All right, guys, so that was it. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I was like, okay, bye, Mike. So this is all for today.
No. Sorry, I don't know. My phone cut out for a second. I don't know what happened.
At all. No problem. Wow, I'm surprised that your phone can actually like work, because my phone doesn't work. Maybe it's just my phone, because everybody can access StreamYard from the phones, but I can't. My phone.
Yeah,
it's all hot and it looks like it's going to explode.
Sure, like it's the exact opposite with me. Like, you know, we were talking before we went live. Like, sometimes my computer will just give me like all the trouble in the world, but the phone is always a-okay.
Well, that's the opposite of me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we have Mr. Sheriff. Look, Mr. Sheriff says, I could get used to that. Of course. Why not? We have the link for DeepWell here, in case you were wondering, guys. So, yeah, please back DeepWell. We have the link for Samurai and Dinosaurs, first print leftovers. Here you have the link. And Mogwai putting the link for Get Your Mailing Print mailing. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's mailing or mailing or
Mailin. There you go.
Like mailing list.
Yeah.
Okay, mailing. Get your mailing print. Mailing, not G, mailing. There. Okay.
There you go.
You can get the link here. Thank you very much, Mogwai. Also, sorry for my retardation. I love you guys. I love you, all the patience you have with me. And this is an awesome project we're seeing here. So yeah, definitely check it out. This is really, really cool. And yeah, Mike has a really good history of delivering, of being a really responsible creator. Everybody loves Mike here in CG. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, you can open your wallets, you can open your hearts, open whatever you want to open, you can open, because we trust Mike. All right, I'm being too weird. Let me just do a little bit of shameless self-promotion here. That's also a segment of my show. Like, I have no shame in plugging my campaign. So yeah, guys, the Green Reaper 2 has made a couple bit more of sales, so we're in almost the 170 backers mark. So that's so exciting. We're almost there with the printing, and it's looking great. Believe me, it's looking so awesome. It's looking awesome. And I just can't wait for you guys to see, to read it, and for your feedback. You're gonna get the 3 books for $30. So please back it. You're gonna do yourself a favor, because we're not gonna have this one open much longer. So yeah. Also, I'm gonna be revealing some new shirt designs these days. I'm working super hard here. So yeah, please check it out if you haven't already. Well, so let me just see more of the comments. Mr. Sheriff says, Chris always says the best things about Mike and Selena. There you go.
Yeah, Chris is amazing. He's been in our corner for a long time now, and that dude's incredible.
We love Chris. We definitely love Chris. And for crowdfunding criticism and morning coffee stream, subscribe to Chris Evans, of course. Subscribe to Kino Subway here. My good friends. Well, my good friend has like this huge pile of CG books he backed. Okay, so he has gone through all the campaigns. So for a good insight in these books, definitely check his channel out. We have my brother Sim saying, I'm getting the first physical proof on Monday. That sounds amazing, my friend. Sounds amazing.
Awesome, Sim.
And Mr. Sheriff is sharing the link for Green Reaper 2. Thank you so much. And I don't know, Mike, if you have something you want to share with everybody.
Well, first off, thanks for having me as always. It's always a good time talking to you.
Of course.
So yeah, we're down to 21 days. We still have a lot of ground to cover, but I think we're going to get there. Please, if you're considering it, back DeepWell this weekend. We also have about 20 copies, I think, left of the first printing of Samurai and Dinosaurs. So if you're interested, it's kind of your last chance to get one of those. And you can find me on Twitter at chibi_Mike, and you can also find me on YouTube at the Chibi Mike, one word. This weekend, every Sunday, I do CG one-on-one, which is just kind of a loose conversational show with one other person from Comicsgate. I'll be sitting down with Sim for an hour-long conversation, so head on over to my channel and check that out.
All right, and what how's your channel so everybody can subscribe?
Yeah, the Chibi Mike, all one word, and we're doing okay. Like, I got a way later start on YouTube than I did with Twitter, so we're coming up on like 100 subscribers.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so everybody please subscribe to Chibi Mike. Yeah, YouTube is super important. Super important for all the crowdfunding, because yeah, it's crowdfunding. You need to get to the crowds, and the more the better.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool that you started the show. So yeah, everybody please follow Mike, subscribe to Mike, and also subscribe here to Wildcat Comics. Sim is very excited. He says, yep, it's gonna be great. Love chatting with Mike. Let's build, let's help each other. Let's do more of the positive stuff. Let's just keep building this thing that is called Comicsgate, and keep producing, keep working, keeping nice to each other, producing good quality books, putting your heart in the books you make. So yeah, let's just keep that way. Thank you everybody for being here today. Thank you, Mike, for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Please don't forget to watch tomorrow. We're going to be updating. Me and John are going to be updating you all about the Green Reaper 2. So I think that tomorrow, well, for us it's morning, but maybe for you guys it's like early afternoon. So we're going to be live tomorrow. Please tune in. Thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Later.